this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today we are going to be doing the, what's it called? The Coloring Discoveries of 2020 tag. And I was tagged by Coloring with Kay for this, so thank you, Kay. I was interested in doing this one. I have to admit, I was a little kind of not wanting to do it because it meant that I had to go looking for stuff and I'm lazy. But I had lots of fun finding the stuff, and I've got a lot to show you here. And so first off, for those of you wondering why I don't have vlog number 30 whatever it is in the title, is because this week I'm not doing my vlog. I've got several tags to do, so I'm going to bring you this video and 2 more, which will be color and chats, but we'll be chatting about the tags. What else before we get started? If anything that I show you today or we talk about, if you'd like to see flip-throughs or want to know more information about it, want me to show you something, anything, if it gives you an idea about another question, just go ahead and ask me in the comments right below. So, let's go. I am working out of Party Patterns by Bilba Family. Now this isn't in my list of 10 to finish in 2021, but it is a book I'm working on to finish because it's set up by holidays. And so I did start it last year, but this year I am continuing to do the holidays when they, in the month that they come, and working on doing a set number of patterns so that by the end of the year I'll be finished. But actually before that, because I think I've done the Christmas ones in here already. So the one we're working on today is the Brazil Carnival, and that happens this month. And we're going to see if I can concentrate on, where's my book? Oh, here it is. There's the questions. So we're going to see if I can concentrate on answering the questions and looking for numbers and doing a color by number, which I don't know if I am dexterous enough for this. Oh, and I've got a new camera angle because in working on doing up my studio here, I've moved myself to another spot and a different camera angle. So let me know if there's any problem with that. So I'm working on the background, and as a person who's always said I don't like the X method, I am starting to do the X method for backgrounds in this book. It just seems to look good for the way that these are made out to do. So we're basically just working on the black background right now. So, what are your 5 favorite supply purchases of 2021? Well, I'm going to have to put my marker down so I can show them to you. Okay, so it took a while for me to figure out if I had bought it in 2020, in 2020, or if it was older than that. But I'm pretty sure everything I'm showing you was a 2020 buy. Okay, so the first thing I bought was Glossy Accents. I had wanted to try this for a while, and I basically had the idea of what it did. So I finally took the plunge and I bought myself a bottle of it, and I absolutely love it. I put it on a lot of eyes, but I always put it on glasses, and I put it on things that have lenses like clock faces, magnifying glasses, watch faces, all sorts of little things that I put it on, and this was a great purchase for me, and it goes a long way because I've used it a bit. and it's still only like up to here. So that was a good purchase. And the other thing is that I discovered the Sparkle Pops this year. Now this isn't all of them, but I think everybody knows the Sparkle Pops or their European counterpart, the, let me see if I can get it right, Pentel Hybrid, Dual Hybrid Metallics, or Pentalic Hybrid Dual Metallics. It's got those words in it in some order. So these are great. I have to, before I use them, I have to make sure that the page is Sparkle Pop worthy before I use them. Because these are quite precious to me. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm using them slowly because I am treating them as gold. Because they are pretty expensive, so that's the only drawback of them. But they are definitely worth the money. Putting them back because they go right there. The second thing was Stickles. I bit the bullet and took the plunge into Stickle Land. And this is my collection. I had thought, when I purchased these, I bought the clear one first. I think I got Diamond, well, Stardust. So I got that first just to see if I liked them, and then I had to go buy colors. And I thought, well, if I buy at least one from all the colors of the rainbow, then I should be good. And I was happy with that because I had every one of the colors of the rainbow, plus a gold, plus a silver, plus a black. But I am wanting more colors, so I can see further purchases this year of Stickles. Besides the Stickles, I also was on top of things so that when the Stickles glitter gel came out, I was definitely there. And I got them at their introductory price, so I got a bit of a deal on them. And these are the ones that you should be able to see them sparkle. Yeah, they're really sparkling. So these are amazing. There's a bit of a learning curve on how to put these down because it's really goopy. But if all else fails, I just use my finger. Now the last two purchases of last year are pencils. And the first set of pencils that I am really glad I bought is the Spearer Farbens, and I have them all. I'll just open up two of these to show them to you. These are beautiful pencils to start with, and they are awesome oil-based pencils. They are my first oil-based pencils, and I guess because of that they'll always hold a special place in my heart. But I really, really enjoy these. And just to show you what the pencil is like, it is gold on the top with a silver band, and then the second half of the barrel is dipped in the color. They are capped on the end, and they have colors and numbers. This is watermelon number 230. So I love these, and I highly recommend them if you are wondering about them. If you want to get a first set of oil pencils before you jump into the polychromos, these are good ones to try out at a reasonable price. Not in Canada though. I actually bought these pencils. I have nowhere to put them now. I bought these pencils on Amazon.com when I placed an order there. And my second favorite ones were a bit of a surprise to me. Let me see. Because I knew I would like them, but I am really surprised at how much I like them. I bought the Prismacolor watercolor set, and they are so vibrant. It is just unreal. I like them better than the Albrecht Dürers. Only drawback, and it is a very big drawback, is that there are only 36 colors. I mean, I would just love, see, I would just love for them to come out with more colors. But these have been out for quite a while and they've never added any colors to it, so I'd be surprised if they did. They are so vibrant and they melt deliciously. So they have the same names as the Prismacolor pencils, the regular ones, but they have different numbers. All the numbers start with a WC, and then the actual number is different than the one on the polychromos. For example, the one that I'm holding here is number WC 2919 non-photo blue. And I'll just show you the pencil here. So we have all that information, including Prismacolor watercolor on the front. The language is in French and English with the number, and the rest of the barrel is clear. Now this looks like wood. It's got a glaze over it though, and the caps are not, the ends are not capped, which is pretty similar to Prisma's modus operandi for all their pencils. So it is a little bit annoying that they're not dipped with the color, because you have to rely on the lead. But by relying on the lead, you really get it close. The leads are very, very close to the pigment that you get. These are thick, rich, and vibrant. I absolutely love them, and I absolutely recommend them. If you've got some other set of watercolors, add these to it and mix the two together, and they'll be fabulous. I'm very happy that I bought them. So, that's the first question done. You know, I'm probably not even going to get a chance to do any of this. So let me close it up for the time being. So, let's get this done up. Then we can move on to question number 2. What are your 5 favorite book purchases? This was a little difficult because I had no idea whether I bought these books in 2020 or not, but I'm pretty, well actually no, I am positive these were all 2020 purchases. So my top, 5 favorite book purchases was The Beauty of Horror 4 Creature Feature. This is just a fantastic book to look at if you're interested in creepy stuff. Then this is for you. It is film based, so if you're into horror movies, then this is it. I don't know all the movies that are represented in this book, but I know most of them. Like this is Amityville Horror, and that's Jaws. Both of these are Jaws. So it's got a lot of classic movies in it. And Michael Myers. Yeah, this is just, it's fantastic. It's just fun to look through. I haven't colored anything in it. Oh yes I did. I think this was a buddy color with someone. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't remember now. Yeah, I barely even remember coloring this. I used my polychromos to color that. Did I do the back? Yeah, I did the whole back in polychromos too. So, sorry about this creaking on my chair. I think it needs oiling. Now, my next favorite, or these aren't in any special order. The next book I have that is a favorite purchase is Romantic Country, the third tale. I was right in there with the saga of the out-of-print Romantic Country. I was very, very upset that I had 1 and 2 and not 3, because and actually most of us have been pronouncing her name as Erie, but it isn't pronounced that way. It's Airy. The first E says so it's Airy, not Erie. It's Airy. But anyways, I'm glad to have learnt that. But yeah, Airy is one of my absolute favorite illustrators. I just adore her work so much, and I have not colored in this one. But this is one of my prized possessions, is this book. I can't wait to actually color in it. The next book up is A Walk in Eden. I have wanted this book for quite some time, and I finally decided, well, at some point last year, towards the end, I went into this kind of mindset that I needed to purchase all the old books that I wanted before they went out of print, because with Romantic Country going out of print on me like that, it just really hit home how many books that are on my wish list that are quite old. Like, I think this one's 2017, or is it even earlier than that? But I love this book. It doesn't have copyright at the front. Yes, it does. Oh, it's 2016 even. So it's actually called A Walk in Eden, or Adam and Eve Return to the Garden to Steal More Fruit. Never noticed that before. But this is such an interesting book. When I introduced the book, I gave the flip, I told you the story that I've made up in my mind about this book, about it being the results of a nuclear or toxic Earth ending, and then the life that's left, and the mutations, and the human... Why does that flip like that? Oh, this is the pull-out page, yeah. It's got a couple of these pull-out pages on one side and the other side. And it's also a big trail. So you go along, and where this page ends, it starts on the same page. So it's just one great big long walk that you take throughout the book. And I'm just fascinated by it, and I love it. And I'm working up the courage to work in it, because I want to use mixed media for that, for sure. I want to get out the paints. And how many am I supposed to do? I've got 3. I got 3. So yeah, okay. So I got 2 left. And the next one is another book that I decided I needed to get before it went out of print, and that is Gods and Beasts. I already had the Brothers Grimm, but I had to get this book, and this is just like some of my absolute favorite stuff. I love mythology, especially Greek and Viking. So I love mythical creatures, and that's a yokai, or yokai. Yokai probably is how it's pronounced. And these are just absolutely beautiful pictures. The art is fantastic. It tells you who it is underneath and gives you a brief few sentences telling you the main points about the character. And it's a smaller sized book. I think it's about an 8-inch square. So yeah, I really love this. My favorite topic, or one of my favorite topics, Gods and Beasts, a mythological coloring book, Escape into a World of Fantasy and Imagination by Adam Fisher. So none of these books I'm showing you are Amazon printed. They're all printed by major publishing houses, except for this last one, which is a self-published book. And this is one of the treasures of my collection. Again, another book that I had wanted for at least a year before I bought it. And I took the plunge when Karolina Kubikowska delivered to Canada again, because during this pandemic she has off and on stopped shipping to Canada, and then she comes back on and ships to there for a while, then doesn't. So when I got this, it was the last one in stock, so I felt pretty good about that, but I'm sure she's put more up since then. And this is just fantastic. The paper is cardstock, and I love the black. I just love art with all this blackness in it. To me, this is an art book. It's just fantastic to, oh, we did that already. Just fantastic to look at her art here. And again, I can't wait to work in this. But you know, there's some books that I buy that I love the art so much that I want to keep them as an art book for a while. I feel like they don't need to be colored in right away. First of all, I need to learn to appreciate the book and become familiar with it. So this is a book that I browse through to get me familiar with what's in here. And one day I will feel that it is time to, and I plan to go in here with my watercolors and my brushes. I'm really going to try those here. I was given some tips on how to use those, so yes, this is a treasure, and it is quite a thick book. So those are my top 5 favorite book purchases. Number 3 says, what is one most precious supply or book that you have never used because it's so special? And honestly, my answer to this is none. I have supplies that I haven't used yet, and I do have books, many, that I haven't colored in yet. But it's not because they're too special to. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. My outlook on it is that if I buy a book, if I buy a coloring book, it's to color in. Like even the books that I just showed you, I had only colored one in one of them, and I'm not coloring in the others because I think they're too special to color in. I just haven't either found that I have the skills for it, or that I'm waiting till it's the right time, or I'm in the right mood. And same with supplies. I use everything I have, and the things that I'm not using, I'm trying to figure out a way to use them in coloring books, and none of them are too special to use. So I'm going to have to say none to that question. So next, and I'm going to open this up so you can look at it, because we're doing a bit of, oh, maybe I'll fill in my X's while I talk about the next question. So, name 5 new YouTubers you are glad to have discovered in 2020. Well, there have been a lot of new color tubers this year. I think a lot of people took up having a channel because of the pandemic. And so, of course, I've found new to me many new to me channels, but I've also found some older channels that were new to me too, and I think my answer is a bit of a, well, most of these are new YouTubers, but anyways, so here we go. The first two ladies, I'll talk about them together, because the reason that I love them so much is because I just love to hear them talk. And these are Kirsty Color and Sketch and Jamie's Coloring Love. These ladies have calming, soothing voices, and I just love what they talk about and how they talk about it. And yeah, so they're two new to me channels that I really, really enjoy. So that's two. The third one is Catherine and her creations. Now, I love Catherine because I just adore her sense of humor. She has a dry wit type of humor, which I don't think all people get or enjoy that kind of humor, but the very first time I saw her do, well, I can't remember what she was doing the first time. Oh, she was showing us some books that she'd bought, and she just makes me laugh out loud with some of the comments she comes up with. So she's a real favorite. I'm always, every time I see her pop up in my stream, I'm always very happy to see her name there and excited to see what she's got for us today. Not only is she funny, she's entertaining, and I always find her posts useful. Second is Emma Colors. I think there's a number after that. Sorry, Emma. Yeah, but I think we all call her by Emma Colors. I think most of you know her. She has introduced me to a new world of grayscale, and she has made me think that I can actually do the dark grayscales, and she has even made me want to try and do grayscale with pencil, something I thought I would never, ever, ever do. But I have requested something from her, and she did it, and I really appreciated that because I found it very helpful. She herself is new to adult coloring and grayscale, and so it feels like you know, that she's in the same boat as me, but she's further ahead in grayscale, and so I can learn a lot from her. And the way that she tells you, she knows what it's like to be new at trying this, and so she just explains it really well, and I just love listening to her talk. And I've done buddy color with her, and she's just an all-around really nice, sweet lady. And the final person I'm going to say is someone who's actually been around for quite a while, and her name is Erin K. Designs. Now, she's a little different from your usual YouTuber because, in a way, she kind of isn't. She does video streams, coloring streams on, oh no, I'm going to forget what it's called. I always want to call it Twitch, and that's not the name of it. Or is it? And, okay. So there's this streaming channel that lots of people use to like stream all the time on, and that's the site that she streams on. And then after she's finished streaming, she uploads the video to YouTube. So the reason that I like her is because she's just an awesome marker user. She uses Copics, and watching her color with Copics is so inspiring, and just makes you want to get out your Copics and try it, to start learning to do it as good as well as she does. She also uses pencils too, and is equally skilled, but she is much more a marker person, and I just love her. I love the books she has, which are unusual ones. She doesn't have very many Amazon paper books. She's got lots of foreign ones and older ones, and just recently she did her entire coloring book collection, and it was just fantastic. So I love her content, and I love her skill with Copics. One thing is that because she's on that streaming site, her videos are very long. When they show up on YouTube, they're usually between 3 and 4 hours. So they're not something that I sit and listen through to the whole thing, though I have done. But usually I make it through a couple of hours. Then life just happens and I have to stop. But definitely recommend you check her out if you haven't already. I'll put everybody and everything I've mentioned links down below. So we are pretty close to the end. So I'm going to be showing you stuff again after this. So we'll close this up. And the next question is, name 3 new artists you have discovered. Well, the first one is Ellery Fowler. I saw this book on a book outlet, and the front cover of it just really attracted me to it. So I went to Amazon and had I think they showed a few pages, or in the comments people had shown pages. Well, that made me even more interested, so I went over to YouTube and I found a couple of flip-throughs. And it just is a stunning book that I bought it off of Book Outlet. It really reminds me of Joanna Basford. It's the same type of content, but it's very different. Their styles are not alike, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, something like this is something that Joanna could do, but it would be in her style. And in Joanna's books, we have pages that will have groups of things like this, like a pattern page. And just this kind of layout for a double page spread. And so because it was like Joanna Basford, I was attracted to it, that I ordered it, and once I got it, I just absolutely had to have it. Now, her books have a quote on the left-hand side of a lot of the pages, and I'm usually not a words in my coloring books type of person, but I am a big book person and have been all my life. So the fact that these are literary quotes just really intrigued me, and I love them. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I got it. See, here's a mandala. Wherever life plants you, bloom with grace. A French proverb. So, yeah, I was able to get her first, or not her first, but I was able to get, she only has 4 books out, and these were published several years ago, so I don't expect she'll be doing any more. But I managed to get 3 of the 4 books on Book Outlet And then the fourth one I saw show up once, but I had put it in my basket and I came back later in the day and it had sold out because there were only a few copies of it to begin with. So I ended up paying full price for it on Amazon, and I was thoroughly pleased with that last book that I got too. I think that was the spring one. So the next person that I discovered in 2020 has been around since the beginning of the coloring, adult coloring really started in 2015. I'm not sure if she was there in 2015, but she's definitely got some 2016 books. What's this one? Does she? I don't think she actually puts dates on her books. Yeah, no, she doesn't. She doesn't copyright them. Which is weird. Yeah, it's not copyrighted. Oh, here it is. Copyright Sherry Baldi. Yeah, it doesn't say the year. But anyways, that's who it is, Sherry Baldi. And this was my first book that I colored in from her. And I just fell in love with her. I think I did 3 pictures in here. So I've bought a few more of her books, and I intend on buying even more. Now this is the night before Christmas, but there's a lot of pictures like this one here that don't really have much to do. They don't really have much to do with Christmas at all. I would color these any time of the year, except leaving a few like this that are very Christmassy. I'll save those for next Christmas. And that one. And that one. Now they're all Christmas. Well, that one's not. I just love it. I love it so much. I want Sherry Baldi books. The only reason why I don't have a ton of them at this point is because her books are a little expensive. And I just don't like paying more than $10 Canadian for an Amazon printed book. It has nothing to do with the art. It's just when books are over that, like her books are 13 something Canadian, so I don't know how much they are American. I'm assuming about $9.99. Yeah, so that's kind of my top end for paying for Amazon printed books. If I pay more than that, I expect it to be printed on publisher grade paper. But that doesn't interfere with my loving her books. So I'm really glad that I discovered her and took the plunge. And the last person that I discovered in 2020, I think you will all know about my discovery of her, because a great many of you participated in the color along I had last month featuring her, and that is Jen Racine. So we all know how cute her work is, and this is probably her most popular and most cute book that she has. And I was just thrilled to have found her books. And does that have some yellowing on it? Oh, that's because I did this picture. No, I did this. Oh, I think it was before I found out that the markers I was using were yellowing, because this has yellowed on there a little bit around there. Can't see it though. Oh, and here. Ew. Not good. Hope that's not on any more pages. No, it's not. So yeah, I mean, you all know how much I love her books. Okay, so they're doing fine. Okay, these are pictures I colored in 21, but first ones were 20. So yeah, I just love her book. I got 3 out to show you. Woodland Wonder, Time to Hygge, and Yummy Puns. This one is so cute. I love this. This one was my favorite. You look radishing. And they're so simple and fun to color. So yeah, that is 3 new artists I discovered in 2020. New to me, anyways. Alright, so now show your 6 favorite pages done in 2020. This was hard to do because, as you know, I color a lot. So there was a lot of pictures to go through, and there were a lot more than these 6 that I would have picked as my favorites, because I like a lot of the stuff I do. Not that I think it's incredible or anything, but I have a lot of favorite pages. So I kind of picked these. I took some time over it, but I didn't agonize because I just really like these pictures, and I will show you where have I put them. Oh, right here. Just let me tidy up a little bit here from what I was doing. Heavy books. Put them there. Okay, so Elena Lazareva, this page right here. So I discovered her last year as well, and I didn't think I could do her kind of grayscale, you know, like this. This is harder grayscale for me to color. So I didn't think I could, but I discovered that I could color her work, and it wasn't all that hard. And this is my favorite one that of all the ones I've done of her, and I've worked out of a few of her books now, and I want to get more of her books. I'm hoping to get the all her 100 books. I've got 100 grayscale book 1, so I need 100 grayscale book 2, and then I need both of the 100 line arts 1 and 2. So this is my favorite page because it's my favorite of Elena Lazareva, who I consider an artist I'm going to be following from now on. Again, the problem of where to put these. Okay, now this next one is Deborah Muller, and it's this page right here that I've put in my cover. This was a PDF. It's not in any of her books. It was for a contest that was run on what is now called Coloring Love Worldwide, or Lost in Coloring. That's what it's called. Lost in Coloring Worldwide, I believe. Every so often they run these contests where they'll get 5 or 6 artists to participate. That artist gives a picture. Most of them are exclusives. Some of them are just a page out of one of their books. But they give them to us, and we all color them, and the artist chooses the winner. And gives them whatever they had stated was going to be the prize in the beginning. So I only colored a couple of them, but I jumped right on to coloring Deborah Muller's offer. And I really liked this picture, but I didn't expect to win. And as you can tell, why I'm telling this story is that I did win. There's only one winner for each of these things, too, so I felt pretty special that Deborah Muller herself had chosen me as the winner for this picture. And so I was very grateful and, as I said, pleased. And I was allowed to pick a PDF out of her store, so I went for one of her older books, and I got Vampire Vixens as my prize. So I consider this a special page. It's a prize winner. So that's why that's one of my favorites. This next one is Jeff Haney's Whimsical Fantasy Cats, and this is my favorite page out of here. This is the first time I ever colored grayscale, because this is the grayscale version. He has grayscale and line art versions of all of his books. So this is, I guess it doesn't actually say it on the front. But yeah, so this is the first time I colored grayscale with pencil, and I just absolutely adore it. I think it turned out fantastic. I did the fish and marker and gel pen. I put some gel pen and white. Oh no, that looks like it's a silver gel pen. And I have no idea what I did with the eyes, but I put some kind of, oh, I think I went over them with white to lighten them down. And yeah, so I love coloring ginger cats. I've never had a ginger cat, and I don't think that if I had a choice of cats, I would pick the ginger one, but for some reason I love coloring ginger cats. And I was really pleased with how I did this. This is just a picture I think is one of my top pictures that I've done. So there you go. As you can see, my pile isn't staying where it should now. Okay, there we go. So the next one is from Lydia Hess, Sacred Animals. I only did one in here, but I really like it. Like, I love her pictures, her style. It's got so much thick black lines in it that it really helps you color with pencil. So I decided to try this and go in with pencil. And oh, I should tell you the other book that I did, the Jeff Haney one, was done in Prismacolor. And again, this doesn't feel like Prismacolor. Well, it has been burnished. This definitely looks like it's Prismacolor. I don't know. I think they could be Artezas. I think that would be a good bet. Yeah, I'm going to say Artezas because it just doesn't feel like Prisma. So yeah, let's go with Artezas. But it's pencil anyway. So again, this is another picture I did that I just really like how it turned out. Fortunately, it looks a little bit darker on camera in life. This is quite noticeably lighter than this, and this isn't as dark in real life. But again, because of all the help with shading, I think I did a good job. And I also used the going over with the white to lighten up the ears, the tail, and the stuff around here for hair. Yeah. So, another picture I really like that I did. And the next two are kind of my all-time favorites. So this one is Fabia Atenazio's Peter Pan book, and I did this page of Tinkerbell as a buddy color with someone who's not on YouTube anymore at the moment. And I really like this because I really went in with the mixed media. This is the type of page that I want to do, but that I just can't ever seem to make myself do. I've got, of course, I used, if I could speak, did I coat this page? I'm just wondering if I coated the page with, yes, I did. I coated these 2 pages with Glossy Matte Medium. That's what I used. And I did, the very first thing I did was I took my alcohol markers, because when you have one of those acrylic mediums on your page, acrylic marker won't go through. But disaster happened, and alcohol markers, when they're done on top of glossy gel medium, they are streaky, and they work exactly like water-based markers. They make little puddles and pools, and it's streaky, and oh my God, I thought I was doomed from the start. But after it had dried, I went over it with some pencil, and I think I saved it. So I did that, but then I went in with some watercolor on her wings, some metallic watercolor on her wings. And this was all done in water-based markers and fine liners. And then the background. What was I going to do for the background? Well, I decided I was going to do an acrylic background. So I got out some Art Alchemy. I have a ton of Art Alchemy. They're also named Finnabair acrylic paints. And so I got out, I think it's the Sparks, which are glitter. It's acrylic paint that has glitter added to it, or it's metallic paint that has glitter added to it. Whatever. You can see how shiny that paint is. And then I thought, well, it's kind of making everything look pale. So I grabbed a stencil and stenciled with an off-white acrylic paint, and it turned out wonderful. This is the way I used to do my backgrounds when I was doing art journaling, and I just really love this page because I took the plunge and I stopped being nervous about it, and I went in there and did it. I knew I could do it, but I have an issue with using things that are messy, and that's one reason why I stopped doing art journals and mixed media art, is because of having to get out all the stuff and make a mess all over the table and myself, and I was always covered in paint no matter what. And I was just sick and tired of it. I needed to do some clean coloring. But now I find myself wanting to bring the mixed media to my coloring. And this page is my inspiration to do that, because every time I get that feeling, I come back to this picture and look at it and remind myself that I can do it and it looks great. So, yeah, very special page to me. And finally is my favorite picture, and which is also my top rated picture on Instagram. And I did not know that I had done this in 2020. I was thinking I wouldn't be able to pick it because I thought I'd done it in 2019. But no, I did do it in 2020. January, it just passes. January 2029. So this is, if you don't know, it's Tomislav Tomic's Dromenjanger, which is, I believe, Villain San. Let me check. No, it's from the Zemla Snova. This is the Dutch edition of that. And I did this single page spread here when I had first learned how to blend with Prismacolors, and I didn't exactly blend very well on my flowers looking at them now, but I was trying. I think I did really well on the mushrooms, and the mice here was blending on them. And if you can notice, I'll just hold it up to the light a bit. Yeah, there's quite a bloom on this page. There we go. You see that little sparkle in the middle? That's a fairy. So I put glitter all over. I put stickles on her wings and different color on her dress, and then I kind of went over it all with Wink of Stella. There we go. I used some acrylic paint to go over the dots, and I used gel pens for the door, but mostly it's done in Prismacolor, and I was really, really pleased with how this turned out, and my Instagram people have rated this up to my top #1 likes on Instagram, and I'm really glad that it is, because this was quite the plunge for me. I like doing intricate pages like this. I would love to work in this book more, but it's not going to be this year because I've got all my other commitments, though the second half of the month may not be as busy. I'd love to do a 2-page spread in here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, there we go. That's my last favorite page. And that means that I'm finished doing my tags. So, we've gone an hour. So, I think it's a good time to close. I did have I did want to tell you that I am actively putting all my coloring books into Library Thing. The reason I'm not putting them on Goodreads is because I belong to both of them. But to me, Goodreads is a really good social media site to discuss books and to put books up that you've read and write reviews and have conversations with other people. Library Thing is very poor in the social side of it. It is just an excellent database. So if all you want to do is have a database online that you can, where the form's all ready for you to fill out, and you can just enter the name or the ISBN, and your book will be found from Amazon. So it's very easy to fill in, and I consider it a database, and that's what I'm making. I'm making a database of my of my coloring books. So if you want to see what's in my collection, you can go follow me over there, or just keep the link handy. It's down below in the description. There's a link to my Library Thing, and keep watching that, and you'll see new books being added quite regularly, because I want to get this collection under control and in a database, so that, like, I pretty much know what I have, but it's getting large, and I need to get it on before it gets any larger. So yeah, I want to tell you about that. Otherwise, that's it for today, and I thank you for watching, and I thank you for subscribing and for supporting this channel through my links below to Amazon and watching the ads. So, yeah, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you for allowing me to have this channel. So, I'm going to say toodaloo, and that will be it. So, bye! That, guys, I forgot to tag people. So, I'll tag now. This is an older tag, and I know a lot of people did it just in December and January. So I'm gonna say 3 people, tag 3 people, but If you've already done it, then that's fine. But I'm going to tag Lisa at Coloring My Way. I'd really like to see what her answers are. I'd like to tag Lisa at Lisa's Coloring Corner. And finally, I'm going to tag Sonya at Sonya's Mixed Media. So those are the people that I tag. So bye. This time for real. Bye.